Francois and the founder of In Good Clean Taste. I am dedicated to helping women entrepreneurs design a healthy lifestyle by incorporating healthy, delicious tools, tips, and resources that empower their inner and outer game. Every episode, my featured guest and I share our healthy, delicious lifestyle journey on my globally recognized show, Healthy, Delicious Lifestyle with Claudine. Hello. Oh my goodness. Welcome to today's episode. I am super excited. Today's guest is an absolute gem. I cannot wait for you to meet her. In the meantime, if you are interested in learning more about me, my products and services, you can always check those out at ingoodcleantaste.com. So today's show topic is how to make a different choice for your health with Sarah Ball. And I'm going to bring her up from the green room in just a minute. I want to tell you a little bit about how fantastic this woman is. Okay. So she is the founder of Hormone Goddess, a community designed to shift the paradigm of women's healthcare. So check this out. Her mission is to help women rediscover, interpret, and decode their body's own natural intelligence that guides your hormones, your cycles, and your life. Like, how amazing is that? Now, her story is that after years of struggling with autoimmune disease, burnout, irregular and painful periods, PCOS, IBS, and other health challenges, which I'm sure a lot of us can relate to, right? She figured out that, she was only given this Band-Aid solutions and conventional medicine that just weren't working. So she decided to take her healing into her own hands. So she now helps women from all over the world uncover and address hidden root causes on a physical, mental, emotional, and energetic layer using the roots method so they can feel energized, aligned, and free in their body, mind, and spirit. Now, I don't know about you, but that is all super amazing. I'm going to bring her up here in a second so you can see for yourself how cool she is. Hey, Sarah.
Hi, Claudine. I'm so excited to be here and to support your people.
Yay. Oh my gosh. They are absolutely going to love what you have to offer because you have so much knowledge, so much love, so much giving of yourself. And I know this all stems from the journey that you yourself have been on and the women that you've already worked with that you've helped who have gone on to just feel amazing in their bodies. So excited to have you. And I really want to hear from you because I know you're going to have a great answer to this. What does a healthy, delicious lifestyle mean to you?
I had put some thought into this question. I love this. But really, what stands out to me is that we are in the driver's seat of our health and we have our power back. And what I really mean by having our power back is that we know what we need or what we don't need to become the self-healer that we truly are. And this is a lifestyle that's like not only nourishing for the body, but also for the soul. And I truly believe, like you do, Claudine, that the body's inherent, desire and innate wisdom is leading towards perfect health and wholeness. And we can make the decision to move towards that every day. And to me, that is absolutely delicious.
I love that. Yes, the body wants to be in a healthy state, right? And we just need to give it the environment for it to be healthy, right? That's all we have to do. That's it. Now we just have to figure out how to do that. I love that. I feel like that is definitely a zesty citrus moment. I'm going to just bring up my little zesty citrus picture here because right? It's like, woo! Love that. Okay, cool. Well, I know we have so much that we're going to go through today. I want to get right to it because you had told me you had this great, healthy, and delicious lifestyle share. And I really want you to talk about this. You'd said hormone imbalances and other symptoms aren't just random. They are vital signs acting as a compass. I feel like you are taking the ethos right from my being and throwing it into the audience. Please tell us more about how, so people are just hearing it from me all the time. How are all these imbalances, these symptoms, what are they telling us?
Absolutely. This is really what changed the game for me. And this was the mindset shift that I truly needed on my own journey. And it helped me start really nourishing my body and hormones. And it was liberating to know that like these symptoms and these conditions that I'm experiencing I'm not just stuck with them, that they are not just random, and there's a meaning behind them. And our bodies really speak to us and illuminate the needs that are not being met, or maybe even boundaries that are being pressed or pushed in the form of symptoms and conditions. So when I realized that like nothing really comes out of the blue, all the choices I was making at the time, the overworking, the constantly being the yes woman to everything, led me to this point. And the most empowering part was I started to learn how to get in tune and listen to the parts of my body that were speaking to me.
Yes, I feel like it's our body's warning light, right? And if we don't pay attention, this is the thing. I think a lot of us feel like, oh, we'll just ignore it. It'll just get better. But it's like when your warning light goes on your car, I don't think any of us believe that it's just going to go away on its own. It's just going to get better. Like we know that the warning light is like, hello, heads up, take me to the mechanic. But when it comes to our
Absolutely.
health, it's like for some reason there's that disconnect.
Yeah, and just because something is so common, like fatigue or sleep issues or weight loss resistance, does not mean it's normal. So I think a lot of us chalk up to, our moms, our sisters, our friends are dealing with this. I guess this is just going to be my normal and what I have to just, deal with for the rest of my life.
Thank you. Common is not normal. Yes. Like the amount of women who think that PMS symptoms or even premenopause symptoms are, the night sweats, the like all the things that, I can't think of them right now, but all the things that we associate with menopause, like the sleepless nights, just all that issue. We think of them as normal, but they aren't normal. They happen to be common, unfortunately, because of a lot of the things you said. We are in a very go, go, go society. We feel like there's an amazing pressure to achieve, right? And I think we as women we put the pressure on ourselves even more, probably because a lot of us have had the experience of having to overachieve to be, acknowledged the same way that maybe our male counterparts are. But the problem with that constant overachieving and the constant ignoring of our bodies, right, is just that our body, we're not listening to what our bodies are telling us, and then we start to go down a difficult path, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There can be whispers over time, and then before you know it, it's like a megaphone, like, hey, I need your support. There's a need that needs to be met. Listen up. So it's amazing how when we really are in tune, what can come up. And when we do listen, how our body can come back into that balance.
Yes, and it's also that if we don't listen, right, then it's almost like a cascade of issues keep popping up, right? So it's like, oh, you were just having, brain fog or sleeplessness, and now you're having migraines and gut issues, and it's like your body keeps pinpointing different ways. It's like, oh, you're not going to listen to me here? Let me go over here.
Exactly. It moves around. We're so connected.
Yes. I know what you mean. Because you and I work with similar types of clients, which are those go-getters, right? Those high achieving women who are constantly pushing themselves to do more, to get more out of the day, and finding ways. And because you and I have both been there, finding ways to pull ourselves back and helping them learn to pull back to take care of themselves, putting on their mask. I use this, it's overused. But putting on the oxygen mask is like the best way I think to describe it. It's like you cannot continue to give if you have nothing left to give.
Yeah.
Right.
Something's going to give at some point.
Something's got to, yeah. That's a song.
Start breaking out
musical, but no one's going to know. So, all right. So I really want to move on to this next tip because I know you have so many wonderful things to tell us today. So this one is your delicious lifestyle tip: creating a routine to support sleep, stress, and balance melatonin and cortisol. Restoring energy and metabolism is key for balancing hormones. Okay, tell us why it's not okay to live on 4 hours of sleep a night, even though society tells us you can sleep when you're
Oh my gosh, absolutely. I cannot stand that whole conditioning of society that we hear like, oh, we can sleep when we die. Like we got to move forward, keep going and pushing and forcing. Here's the truth though, like our body needs sleep. Our body needs rest. And listen up, ladies, rest is actually productive. That is a total mindset shift going from forcing, pushing, doing to actually, that is one of the most productive things we can be doing because we need the balance. We really need to tap into what we call the parasympathetic state of our nervous system, which is the rest and digest. And that's truly the only state in which our body heals. So I love implementing this and teaching this because this is stuff that you can take home with you and actually start doing tonight. So creating a routine to support sleep, stress, to balance your metabolism and your cortisol. Why we do that is to, number one, come from the stance of you are your own self-healer. My whole goal is to guide you with the right tools. And when we go into sleep and stress relief, I love to talk about the circadian rhythm. That is your body's own time clock, and it really gauges periods of wakefulness, sleepiness throughout a 24-hour time period. Now, living off rhythm, so what I mean by that, going to bed late, waking up really early, waking up in the middle of the night, having alcohol late at night, all these types of things affect every single cell in our body. And that will cause a metabolism and a hormone-based imbalance. The field of chronobiology is so fascinating to me, and we could talk about that forever, but every single cell in your body has its own time clock. I'm talking your brain, your liver, your adrenal glands, your thyroid, your cells, your ovaries, your uterus. Like, we could go on and on and on, every single part of you. And now there's two primary hormones that are really in charge of your circadian rhythm, and that is cortisol and melatonin. And cortisol is supposed to be most alive in the morning. It's supposed to be more elevated in the morning because that is going to help wake us up, get us vibrant, get us feeling good, ready to take on the day. But what I actually see, Claudine, a lot of the time is that women are like flatlined when I do testing on them. Their cortisol is so low in the morning. And what does that look like in their lives? They are probably hitting snooze like 10 times. They're really exhausted. They're needing coffee or stimulants to wake them up. They're feeling achy and inflamed. They're unable to lose the weight. Like, those are just a few different things, or just not having an appetite is another symptom of low cortisol. And another really interesting thing about low cortisol, so the strength of your morning cortisol is actually a reflection of general health and longevity. So there was a study that was done recently. It's called the Whitehall study. And they found that having a bad cortisol slope, so being flatlined in the morning, which I see all the time, is more dangerous than smoking. And they discovered that the strongest, prediction of early death was a lack of this cortisol slope. So one way that we can support that slope is by getting sunlight in the morning. And I like to call this sunlight therapy. This is actually why I moved down south, so I can get more sunlight during the day. And it has been a game changer. But that is going outside within 30 minutes or so of waking up for 10 to 15 minutes and allowing the sunlight to hit your face. Don't look directly in the sun, but allow the sunlight to go into the retinas and activate in your body that cortisol response in the morning.
Or some people who live in darker communities, they can, because I used to live in England, there wasn't sun until like 9:30 in the morning sometimes, but getting that was like a vitamin D lamp you can get, right?
Absolutely. So there's sun lamps that you can get. And, if you're in a darker place or a place that rains more often, I know like London or, living in the Pacific Northwest, what you can really do is get a sun lamp, or, even on those sunny days, it doesn't have to be within like 30 minutes of waking. It can just be when the sun comes out. Make sure you're getting that. So if it's 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, it all counts. There's no really essential perfect time for that.
Yay. So if you're like, I want to stay in bed all day, probably no, your cortisol needs a little tweaking. And on the flip side of that, I know you mentioned the melatonin, and I know there are like a lot of women who just have a hard time falling asleep at night, probably because their cortisol and melatonin are flip-flopped. Like a lot of women will have this cortisol spike at night, which is the opposite of what we want, right?
Absolutely. And there's a lot of reasons behind that cortisol spike at night, but that cortisol spike could be like that second wind where it's like you're getting ready for bed, and then before you know it's 10 p.m. and you're like, I could keep going, like the Energizer Bunny. And that typically we look deeper into like gut issues with that. But let's go to melatonin for a second. So melatonin, why that's important, that regulates your sleep And melatonin rises at night and it's lower during the day. Melatonin increases at sunset. I think it's frozen.
Uh-oh. I can hear you still, but the picture is kind of iffy. I hope it's not. I don't know. What are you doing?
Still, it's having a moment here. But melatonin increases around sunset and prepares the body for the next sleep cycle. And it's a really powerful antioxidant. So way that you can tap into more melatonin is actually watching the sunset at night, because those amber colors are going to trigger to your body, your brain, that it is time to calm down. It's time for sleep. Also, if let's say it's no sunset at night, there's a lot of other ways you can incorporate melatonin support, like blue light blocking glasses, candles at night, just really dimming the lights to get your body into this state of rest and relaxation.
Yes. And I want to bring up these are the blue light glasses that you recommended. So for those of you watching, so Sarah is very kindly picked out some of her favorite hormone, what's the word? I'm not looking for healing. I'm looking for hormone supporting tools that you can use. One of them are these glasses. Tell us about these glasses, Sarah.
I actually have them right on my desk. I'll put them on. My husband jokes. He's like,
uh-oh,
you look like Austin. I love this brand.
I think we're losing you. What did you say your husband looks like? Or he says you look like? Oh no, where'd she go? Are you there, Sarah? All right, we'll wait for her to come back. I don't know what her husband said she looks like when she wore. Maybe it was Austin Powers.
And this is something that you can use to bump. Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, there you are. Oops, it's going in and out. Okay, so I think what Sarah was going to say was these glasses are great to wear at night if you're looking at screens. Hopefully you're shutting off your screens an hour or two before bedtime to help your melatonin production naturally, right? I know some people like to take melatonin pills. You can support your melatonin naturally by having a nighttime routine, one of which is to turn off your electronics an hour or two before bed. Using glasses like these, if you are looking at electronics, they are blue light blockers. So the blue light is what's stimulating our cortisol, right? And preventing the melatonin. I think she may have headed off. We'll just leave these here right now and see when she comes back in. Okay. So when you use these blue light blockers, then you are helping not only stimulate your melatonin production, but you're helping reduce the cortisol, which is preventing some of us from falling asleep, right? So Sarah, when you are back, let me know, because I know she has so many more great things to share with us. Okay. Yeah. Well, I will say that one thing that let's see, do I have the picture here? No, we're going to get to that. Don't just get excited. Okay, here we go. So one of the things I was going to share is detox baths. Okay, so detox mineral bath is so fabulous. It's great for your lymphatic system. It's great for your blood circulation and your skin, and it can help with cramps, insomnia, restless leg syndrome, and more. I always incorporate detox baths into my trainings, my Radiant Woman program, my Glowing Woman program, really every program, because it's so important for us to take a time out. And I know for me, I've always felt kind of guilty, like taking a bath, because it seems like, I don't know, it seems like a luxury or an indulgence, right? But telling yourself, if you need to do this, tell yourself that, hey, I need to replenish my minerals. That's why I'm taking the bath, right? So you can do a detox bath with magnesium. I like to put some baking soda in there too, but there's these are the magnesium bath flakes that Sarah recommended. That's why I have them in here. Hopefully she'll be able to come back in a second. Just going to make sure she hasn't like texted me or something to be like, I can't get in. Okay. So Sarah, let me know when you're ready. Okay. I will be linking to the items that Sarah has recommended in the show notes, because she has so much great knowledge, so much information. And yeah, as you can tell, she's a wonderful person. So she loves these bath salts. Those are awesome. Oh, Sarah is ready to share. Let's see. Are you back, Sarah? Hey, girl, you there? Can you hear me? I don't see her yet. Hopefully she will be coming back soon. Hey, Sarah. Okay. In the meantime, one other thing I wanted to talk about, a little share that I had, and this is similar to what Sarah was saying in with regards to activating your parasympathetic nervous system. One thing that I need to do several times a day, I learned this the hard way in corporate. Those 20 some years I spent in corporate, taking time to breathe, right? A lot of the women that I work with, they're high powered, they have high stress jobs, whether they're accountants or lawyers or entrepreneurs, they run their own companies, they run their own solopreneur businesses, whatever it is. A lot of us have a lot of stress. And when we're stressed, we tend to breathe more shallowly, right? And that activates our sympathetic nervous system. It gets us ready to like pounce and like run away. If you want to activate the opposite of the fight or flight system, the rest and digest system, which is called the parasympathetic nervous system, you can take a few deep breaths, right? So you can do a lot of different things. There's box breathing where you breathe in for 4, you hold for 4, you breathe out for 4, you hold for 4. You can just take a few deep breaths, hold it at the top, and like one deep breath, hold it at the top and let go. Whatever works for you. But I find that taking 3 deep breaths in a row tends to help me reset. So breathing for better health, activating the parasympathetic nervous system to chillax. Sarah, are you ready to come back in? Let me know. See if you can see me. Can you see me? Can you hear me, Sarah? Whenever you're ready. So those are some great things. I do want Sarah to come back on if she can, because she had something else that she wanted to share with us that I seriously want you to hear from her, because I know she's going to have something to say about it. So Sarah, oh, wait, hold on. Let me see if she's coming back in a different way. All right, Sarah, if you can hear me. Oh, wait. Okay, she came out. She's going to come back in. All right. So when she comes back in, she's going to share this other thing. You're going to die. I saw this picture, the thing that she sent me, and I was like, wait, what? What is this? So hopefully I know she's going to have some great information as to why she's sharing this item, and I cannot wait for you to see it. In the meantime, if you are interested in uncovering your inner radiance, just know there are programs that I offer at multiple levels. You can check them out at ingoodcleantaste.com. I also help women with the burnout, the overwhelm, getting out of that cycle and into supporting their health for good, right? A lot of us women over the years have struggled with doing this program or this diet or going to this doctor and trying this medication, and we're just tired of trying the same things over and over again. So if you really want to stop that cycle of burnout and overwhelm and actually get to uncovering the root cause of what's going on with you, check out my program, sign up for a call with me. It's absolutely free. And of course, I will give you some tips on what you can start doing right away, whether you work with me or not. So let's see if Sarah is coming back in. Sarah. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. Okay, I'm going to share the thing that she mentioned. Hopefully, just going to check one more thing to make sure. Oh, wait. Her Ethernet cord too. Hold on. I'm going to tell her, come back in on your phone if needed. I don't know why whenever I type in phone, it switches to ovine. Is ovine even a word? Like, I know bovine's a word. But, all right, she's going to try to come back in. I am going to show you the thing that she mentioned. You're going to die. Hold on. Let me find it. Here's the thing. Squatty potty. So as soon as she comes back in, I really wanted to tell you what this is all about. Now, I do know from Ayurvedic medicine, it is best to elevate your legs when you're using the restroom. It actually helps with getting the flow, right? Getting things out better. So hopefully she can come back in a second and tell us more about that. Because that's just the basic knowledge that I have. We'll see if she can come back in and tell us. Come on, Sarah. Because, yeah, again, I know she has so much great information to share. And yeah, and this is the big one that she's going to hopefully come back in and tell us more about. Sarah. Now, if you are interested in certain topics that you would like us to go over during this show, or like me to go over during the show, please feel free to message me. You can always DM me. You can send me an email. Again, you can contact me through my website at ingoodcleantaste.com. So definitely send me a message if there's something you're, there's a topic that, you know, whether it's gut health, whether it's, we're talking about hormone health today, brain health, longevity. Like if there are certain topics you're just like, Claudine, I'd really love for you to cover this. I'd really like for you to have a guest on who talks about, we have a lot of great shows lined up for this season. I will tell you, there's going to be some awesome stuff going on. But I'm always open to ideas. We are going to keep doing this season after season. So do let me know, send me a message, send me a DM, whatever is easiest for you. And I believe Sarah is trying to get back on now. So she is going to tell us more about the squatty potty as soon as she gets in here. Come on, girl. I know technology can be challenging, especially when you're live, right? So terrible. But when it comes to your hormone health, remember there are some key things. I just want to pinpoint some of the things that Sarah's mentioning. Sleep, self-care, right? So taking care, making sure sleep is number one, because if you don't get enough sleep, that is already a stressor on your body. Self-care, doing the magnesium salt baths, getting your nighttime routine going, your bedtime routine, so that you can fall asleep well. Taking care of yourself so you are able to release the stress, because stress is the biggest factor when it comes to kicking off any latent predisposition in your body, right? Because we all have diseases that we're predisposed to, right? Like think of the things that happen in your family. Like we, you know, you may have a family history of cancer or diabetes or heart disease or Parkinson's, like all of these things you might be predisposed to. Stress is one of those factors that can just like push, you know, it's like that final grain of sand that like makes the whole thing topple over. What is it? The straw that broke the camel's back, right? That last little bit of water that makes the whole thing overflow. Finding ways to release your stress is super, super key to your overall health, super key to your longevity. I don't know where Sarah is. I know she was going to be coming on. Hopefully. Yep. I don't know. So we might just have to call it, ladies and gentlemen, or ladies, whoever's watching this. If she can't come on in the next couple minutes, because, and it's unfortunate because I mean, you've heard already, she's got so much knowledge, so much wonderful information. She has such a passion for helping women. So it's awesome that we get to hear from her. So we might just have to have her on again at another time. All right. So I will put it in the notes what she says about the squatty potty. Okay. Oh, wait. Nope. Here she is. Hold on. Yay!
Hey there!
I was just about to give up. I'm like, I think I know what the squatty potty is all about. Not too sure. By the way, your head's cut off. So you want to like flip whatever you're on up a little bit. There you go.
Hey guys.
Hi. Thanks for coming back. So sorry about the tech issues. So I wanted to ask you about the squatty potty. Like, tell us why we were looking at a toilet.
Well, for all you ladies, I dealt with constipation for many, many years. And this has been like one of the biggest lessons in my life using, it sounds so simple, little stool. But I love their tagline. It's the number one way to go number two. And it's truthful, because when you are in the wrong form, when you're just like a stiff board and you're sitting on the toilet, your body's not in the right structural alignment to have bowel movement. We're actually supposed to be leaning forward a little bit to take less pressure off of our intestines and allow them to fully release. So it's all about being in the right form, being in the right structure. And for those of you who have issues with straining or constipation, this sets you up for the right form to just allow things to come out, allow our poo to come out with ease, instead of having to push or kind of contract those muscles. So it's really about the form of the body.
Genius. I love that. Thank you so much. And I feel like what you're saying makes total sense, because it's almost like when we were out in the fields, how did you go? You squatted when you were like leaned forward. It makes sense, right? Awesome. So I'm so glad. Now, while you were not available. I was trying to like recap some of the great things that you had said. I was like, definitely get sleep, find ways to do self-care, do the mineral baths, do a bedtime routine, making sure you're setting yourself up for a good night's sleep. What did I miss? What are like the top things that you tell people? Like, these are the things that you really want to do to set yourself up for great hormone health, just great health in general.
Yeah, you covered a lot of amazing things. And I love the mineral bath, having like the magnesium in there, because most of us are going through stress at some point, whether it be work, your business, family, whatever that might be. And we have something called MBR, where we have this magnesium burn rate. So the more magnesium we can get into our body, outside of supplementation. So with a bath, with lotions, that's really extremely supportive to just bring you into that calming state, helps produce really good bowel movements, helps you detox. But one that you didn't cover, I like to talk about this with my clients, is taking ultradian breaks. And what I mean by this, so ultradian breaks, so circadian rhythms throughout the 24 hours, ultradian is every 90 to 120 minutes. So for my ladies who are out there and they're on their computers and they're working and they're kind of, forgetting about time, set an alarm on your phone to take a break at least every 90 minutes. And what you can do is go and grab a drink of water, go outside and ground, put your feet on the earth. I know it's a little chilly now, but it could be helpful. Just go outside and see the sun. That could be your sunlight therapy. It could be petting one of your animals. It could be listening to a podcast, something to allow you to get off of that task for a moment, come back and feel fully refreshed. And usually I recommend anywhere from like 5 to 15 minutes to take for yourself. If you're forgetting those basic needs of taking a drink, eating your lunch, this is also a great time for that too.
That's so good. And you know what? I am also guilty of like getting really hyper focused and being at my computer. So I have a ton of water. Like I have water, I have tea, I have all the things here. So it actually forces me to get up because I have to go to the bathroom.
Yes.
So that's a great tool. There was actually a study recently published that I just read in the New York Times that said that they found, or was it in NPR? But one of them, they were talking about the optimum amount of time to get up and like stretch and walk around. They were saying 5 minutes every half hour is optimum. And I was like, that's going to be a tough sell, but let's start with every hour, like you said, 90 minutes, 120 minutes, whatever it takes for someone just to get in the habit, and then maybe increase it, right?
The more the merrier, honestly.
Perfect. Oh my gosh, Sarah, it has been an absolute pleasure having you on. I'm so sorry about the techie issues, but I'm so grateful that you were able to share all of your knowledge with us. Well, this isn't even all of it. This is like a little tiny bit, but the knowledge that you shared with us, thank you for doing that.
This has been so much fun, such a pleasure. And I hope a lot of you people listening are able to just take a small nugget and run with it and bring it into your lifestyle, even this evening.
Yes, thank you. All right, I'm going to put you in the green room. Go grab your mocktail or your herbal tea. Oh my gosh, ladies and gents, wasn't that amazing? Sarah is such an absolute gem. So many takeaways. I'll definitely be linking the tools that Sarah gave us in the show notes so you can check them out yourself. So I want you to remember, obviously she gave us a lot of tips, but think about how are you going to create a healthy, delicious lifestyle for yourself today. And until then, join me for another episode of Healthy Delicious Lifestyle with Claudine next Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central. And we'll see you soon. Bye. Thank you for joining me today. You can learn more about me, my products, and services at ingoodcleantaste.com. Be sure to join me for another episode every Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific or 11 a.m. Central Standard Time on my globally recognized show, Healthy Delicious Lifestyle with Claudine.